Hey, welcome to the Ebert Family Garage, a channel where we chronicle our journey to become a go-kart family. Having just obtained our second go-kart, I found myself laying in the driveway working on it. It being the beginning of summer, I knew it was only going to get worse, and I didn't want to be laying in the driveway in the hot sun. Suddenly, I had the motivation to tackle the clutter in our garage. While I definitely have my work cut out for me, I'm very thankful that it is just junk and spiders and not trash and garbage packing the garage. And a majority of that clutter just needs to find a home. For most of it, that home is down by the curb for heavy trash. While some of it did get donated to Goodwill. And soon enough, the Ebert Family Garage was a usable garage space to do garage things in. Now observe as I do garage things. We can start by investigating the no power issue that we had with the GX series engine that was mounted on our first go-kart. I'm going to start by attempting to run a compression test. Alright, well, I've got the two GX 160s that came with the first go-kart. One looks a little rough. This is the side cover and having a splined crankshaft. I don't know if that's good for go-karts. I don't think it's good for go-karts. But I also have this one that was running. Idle was too high, and it didn't seem to have any power. Like it couldn't pull me and the go-kart through the yard at all. But it ran, and the RPMs were up there. So I want to see what compression numbers look like, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, that's a wasp. F you. Kaboom Foamtastic is great for wasps. He's dead as f. After the wasp incident, I proceeded with the compression test. Initially only getting a reading of 40 psi. However, I read about the compression relief, so I pulled the valve cover and disabled the exhaust pushrod. Afterwards, only getting a reading of 76 psi. We're looking for the lowest number, 80 psi, so we're still a bit off of that. After running the compression test and getting numbers that were lower than I would like, I proceeded to tear down the engine. I do have experience with small engines in general, It's not these ones. So this is the first time that I have actually torn one of these apart. And upon tearing down the engine, I found that it was a fairly healthy motor, but stamped on the block was GX120, 118 cc. So the compression numbers that I was getting were on par with what the engine should be, but the side cover was lying about what the engine was. So it wasn't a 5.5 horsepower GX160, it was a 2-ish horsepower GX120, which would explain the lack of power. It just lacked power. And this being my first GX architecture motor that I'm messing with, I wanted to find solutions for plugging the governor holes for it and challenge myself to rebuild the engine and get it running again. So I did just that, and I got that GX120 screaming. I was pretty proud of that.
It is Friday. Heavy trash came, so we can irritate the neighbors. I got some stuff on the way for the engine.
And of course, we've got a proper helmet for the little man now, so we've got to test that out.
You sure? You're gonna be comfy with that for like an hour, would you?
Yeah, probably.
There you go. Good. Turn it on. The on switch. Put your legs out straight. I want to make sure that they stay around here. This helps keep them in. legs out. Park it for a bit. Because it's kind of hard on my thigh. Just making right turns real big. But how do you feel with that helmet on? Yeah? Is it hurting you anywhere? Is it uncomfortable at all?
A little uncomfortable.
How so? How does it make you uncomfortable? Like where?
Like maybe a little bit right here.
Like your chin where the strap is?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. Alright. Well, we can make sure that that's looser next time so it's not digging in. Is that what it's doing?
Yeah.
Alright. Did you undo that strap?
Yeah.
See, that's why we're doing test rides.
This has been the Ebert Family Garage.
Comfy like that.
Drop a like, leave a comment, make sure to subscribe to see what we're getting into next.